reality, which is why I would like to suggest today that we need to rethink the way we build brands, hence the crazy title. The idea of jailbreaking the brand interface starts with jailbreaking. And jailbreaking, if you think about it, is first, in the way we know it, is a digitally native term. And second, it is kind of subversive, if you think about that. And that's why I love it so much. And when you think about jailbreaking the brand interface, an interface might be a better metaphor for what a brand is today. It's the point where two systems converge, right? And that means that the two systems kind of change each other. And that metaphor starts to bring us a little bit further into the future, into what a brand should be. And this idea comes from the thought that we sometimes get too attached to the things that we build. We get attached to the institutions. And we gotta now start to rethink a little bit, how do we make these institutions do things differently? So a little nod to our Canadian friends in the room, Marshall you know, back in the 60s, we get attached to things and we tend to think that we're living in the present when in fact we're living in the past. Think about this. 5 years ago, Apple changed the world of mobile communications. 5 years later, 44% of Americans can't stop looking at the screens, yet the industry only spends less than 1% of ad dollars in mobile. We're living in the past. So I'd like to propose that we throw away 3 terms so we can jailbreak the brand interface. That we get rid of consumers, we get rid of engagement, because really people don't engage with brands. And we get rid of positioning, which is an imaginary space in people's head. And instead of that, we replace them with creators that recognizes the fact that, like you all here, we are not defined through the things that we consume, value, and most importantly, purpose. So if we get this right, we're going to avoid the dissonance that exists today in the market, where everybody hates advertising, or most people at least tend to avoid advertising because it is expressed in very wrong ways. So starting with creators, Paul Sappho, Silicon Valley, futurist, forecaster, the creator economy is just a way of saying the actor that dominates society today is no longer defined by consumption. It's not the consumer anymore, it's like you, people who are defined through both consumption and creation. So even though he separates creators from creative people, I would like to say, why don't we bring them all together and start to design brand experiences for people who create things, like artists or developers, maybe agitators, and a lot of you I know are agitators. The second idea is to forget about engagement. People don't want to engage with brands, people want value, and they're not the same thing. If you focus on creating value for people who are actually defined through the things that they create as well, you're going to start fostering a partnership. Converse gets this. The recently launched or upcoming made by a Facebook application that only allows you to create your own Converse, but to create a storefront and sell Converse. So you know they're actually sharing value. They're thinking differently about social commerce. Tesco also gets this. They have an API for developers, and they are they're a retailer. So it's really interesting to see where things are evolving, and maybe a year from now, half the room will be developers, and we'll be trying to develop applications for form. So if you think about even the world of developers, why not having an API if you can have an API key, which gives us great language and great metaphors to think about how to engage with professionals, how to engage with creators in creating value for other people, right? Why not having a brand key, right? Where we released all these things out to the world and allow entrepreneurs and allow developers to actually play with them, mash up and create value for other people on behalf of the brand. Maybe we have to share profits just like we share profits when you buy at a store and you get, the salesman gets 2% commission, right? And this shouldn't be foreign to a world that is completely obsessed with social media to the point that we catalog social media, we categorize it, we look at it, we graphic it, we do everything that we can do to social media. And today, if you think about earned media, which is the outcome and why brands are interested in social media, earned media is mainly communication subjects, right? Twitter, pictures, etc. In the world of tomorrow, earned media is also going to be functional objects, things that move and add value to other people in ways that are that go beyond information. The last and most important is, no position and purpose. Having a purpose is essential, because if you want creators to actually come in and help you build a brand, you need to have a purpose. You need to stop talking about it. You need to be where you want to be. And I heard today democratizing technology as for its purpose, and I think it's fantastic. And we are in the right place and in the right direction with an event like this. So thank you.